Yes, sir.
Man, talk about it. I saw your photo when you ended up signing. I saw there was a special lady in the background. Talk about your mom and her impact in your life, man.
She had a tremendous impact in my life. Seeing what she did, like I said, coming up from Rayville, she was the top of the line basketball player back then. Had colleges and stuff too, but my mother was a great woman. Sometimes you gotta take sacrifices and sacrifice for your family. And that some parents don't do that for their children. They think about themselves, and what I mean, the children come first. My mother is a great woman. She'll do anything to make sure me and my little brother get to where we need to go to succeed. The type of woman my mother is, if a bill got to be paid and something else that we really need to do, she gonna sacrifice not paying that bill to see us smile and to be great. It was hard raising two boys, but she did it. But it was actually helping her too from here and there from my grandmother. Like I said, the coaches I have at Neville, they played a huge role too. I'm blessed to have her as a mother because, nowadays I see some people with their children, like, it's crazy. They don't take care of their children. They think about themselves. They think about partying and clubbing. And, don't get me wrong. My mother ain't perfect. She parties and club too, but she realized that she has a great son that's coming up. She has two great sons that's coming up. She put that party and stuff aside and became the mother that she needed to be, being a great woman. And, I thank that lady every day for that. And I really do appreciate her, whether she know it or not. I really do appreciate her because I wouldn't be here today without the help from her teaching me right from wrong and what she done been through and learning from her.
Welcome to the Cipher. Flow harder than the hands on Peter Piper. And now we would like to introduce you to your rivals. It's like Ali and Tyson. The hook miss with the liking. Show nothing, Mr. Bison. Maximus and Leonidas. You were in the booth with Titans. Goons, goblins, and Vikings. It ain't really nothing like us.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the L.I.T Code. I'm Edgar Jones.
I'm Courtney Anderson.
Man, today is an exciting day. We're always looking forward to being able to get a chance to speak to you guys. We always appreciate y'all coming in and tune in and check us out. But today is an exciting day because we got a special guest in the house. I'm not going to introduce him. I'm going to let Courtney introduce him. Let y'all get a chance to know who this young man is that's about to be on this platform speaking to us. So, Court, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, man. First of all, as always, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. We wouldn't be the L.I.T Code if we didn't have nobody watching us. So we appreciate y'all. Last few episodes doing well. Every once in a while, Edgar and I like to bring somebody on. And most of the time it's somebody we familiar with from our area, right? From the Rayville area. We've had Aja, we've had Roger Timber. But today we have someone from a very familiar family from our area, Sledge, Wilson, Ellis. If you're from where we're from, you know those names, you know what comes with that, It's a talented family. But we have Auburn commit and Neville superstar, Mr. Enyce Sledge here today. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, man, no problem. No problem. So
glad you have you on, bro.
Yeah. This is something we like to ask all of our guests, man. And it's not it is an open-ended question, but we like to ask everybody, who are you? So who is Enyce Sledge?
Who am I? I'm a talented kid. I come up from a little town that some people may not know about. It ain't much to do down there, but I'm blessed to have the opportunity and go through the journey that I've been through. Coming up from Rayville, it wasn't easy, but didn't have much coming up. But now God bless me with everything that I need, and He continuing to bless me. So I'm a God-fearing kid. I always pray to the man up above. Without him, I wouldn't have the stuff that I have today. Um, I love to work out with children and inspire young kids. Teach them the stuff that I wasn't taught, that I had to learn. Through my mother being raised by a single mother. and my grandmother. I try to inspire the kids, stuff that was taught to me from other pro athletes that came through Neville, played at Neville, now I'm back coaching at Neville. So, I try to, teach them the things that they need to know when it's their time to come so they'll know what to do and what not to do. So that's me.
That's a good answer. It's a great answer, matter of fact.
That's good.
That's an answer that can't be coached. And one of the interviews that I watched on you before, as soon as I heard it on the interview, I called Edgar and I said, hey man, that Sledge kid, he got some uncoachable stuff going on with him, right? It was another interview, I'm paraphrasing, where you said you watched film from your sophomore year, I believe it was, and you told yourself every time I get beat, there's somebody taking food off of our table. Kind of expand on that. Tell us what you were feeling when you were watching that film and what you decided you had to do to get better.
What I decided I had to do to get better was, just push myself to the limit. When my mind tells me to stop, I can't stop. That's making me have a weak mind, telling me that, you can't do it. But, me pushing myself to pushing myself past the limit, telling myself I can do, that just makes you go even harder. It makes you, go past your limit. When you think you can't do it, don't give up. You can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me, you know what I mean? So I just try to keep pushing myself. Every time I feel like I want to give up, I think about my family, what I've been through. And that's what motivates me to go harder.
Yeah. You gotta, sounds like you figured it out at a young age, what some people don't figure out until later in life, is that adversity is actually a good thing, right? So when you put yourself in a situation where you have you can fail, right? I can't fail. This is my limit here. I might fail at it. That pushes you to work even harder to win, right? So the chance of failure is just as strong as the will to win, right? Or even stronger, because you don't want to fail, so you're gonna push yourself even harder. So again, that's an uncoachable thing. Now, your measurables, you being how tall are you? 6'2", 6'3"?
6'3" and a half.
6'3" and a half. What we looking at? 310, 320, somewhere in there.
315.
315. That's uncoachable too. But I'm sure Edgar can tell you, just like I can tell you, we know a lot of people, a lot of kids who had that part, the measurables, but the heart on the inside of it, the motor that pushes it, wasn't there. That's one thing I do see watching your highlight tapes, watching week in and week out this year. I see a man playing with a motor. Talk about how important that is, how important it is to outwork your opponent and then get yourself going to where that motor's pushing you during your play on the field.
It's very important. You can't come out there down to yourself like, oh, this dude may be a rank higher guard than me, offensive guard than me, he gonna whoop on me. No, you gotta come out like knowing you finna whoop him, you finna line up and beat him all night, And if sometimes you have that time when you actually get beat, but that makes you go harder, like, oh, he just took food out of my people's mouth, back to affirm what you were saying about in my old interview, you beat me, I'm finna turn up on you harder. Now I gotta continue. Now I gotta go harder. So it makes you go even harder. Like, it's always good to come out highly motivated. Don't come out down yourself against nobody. Don't ever do that. Because when you line up against a man and you look up in his eyes, you can see if he's scared or he can see if you're scared. You know what I mean? And that tells you a lot about yourself, and that's gonna tell him a lot about you. So, never come out down yourself. Always look him in his eyes and give him that look, let him know that you're finna beat on him all night. You're finna give it to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'll let Edgar jump in now, because I know that answer just made his heart jump out his chest. So I'll let him in and speak to you a little bit.
I'm taking it in, man. Listen to him, dude, because yeah. I mean, me and you just spoke once before,
yes, sir.
and I remember when I spoke to you, I chatted with Courtney after that, and I told Courtney just how respectful you was, man. You know what I'm saying? And you also could just tell how confident you was as well, and that mindset you got when you walk out on that field. Really, what you saying at the end of the day is just you against you. It ain't no competition. That's it. It's me against me. Once I put that helmet on, That's what it's really all about. And even if I do get beat, and a lot of folks, you know, if you play sports, you'll recognize this, but really this is just in life in general, especially on that football field. Because once you get beat, man, you ain't got too much time to be sitting there still thinking about what happened to play before. Because before you know it, it's 5, 4, 3. The referee's blowing the whistle, swinging his arm, and the ball about to get snapped again. So just having that mindset that you have, man, and just really saying, yo, it's me against me. I applaud you for that. And to be at your age to be thinking like that, you know, because I done played with some. So when I was playing, it was cats my age, man, in the league that even have that mindset that, I mean, I would walk out in the field, look them in the eye, you could tell they was defeated. You know, Mike Tyson called the art of skullduggery. We look a man in his eye, you already know it's over right now.
Yeah.
It's over. So, hey, at what age you start? I got 2 questions for you. What age you really started to get into football? And then, you know, what do you feel like is the biggest part of your game, like your strongest part of your game?
The age I started getting football was like around my sophomore year, me actually transferring to Neville.
Yeah.
You know, coming up out of Rayville, all we had to do was just football and basketball. You know, that's all we had down there. We didn't have all these movie theaters and stuff, this and that. You know, playing with those guys down there, you know, I was actually pretty good for my size at basketball, you know. Playing with all those all-time greats like Malik Wilson, Black Wilson, all of those guys coming up. I was actually pretty good, and I transferred to Neville. And I talked to my head coach, my old head coach, and my new head coach. I was like, "How about you come out and play football?" You know what I mean? I'm a big kid playing basketball, you know. And I thought about it, and I said, you know, basketball ain't my future. If I want basketball to be my future, I got to shed down a couple of pounds, and you know what I mean, this and that, this and that. So you know, I thought smart. You know, most kids don't think about that. How about you go here and use your size and weight? You know, you get to put your hands and be physical. You know, put your
Yeah.
hands on people and be physical. How about you go do that? I mean, when I first started, it wasn't easy. You know, I didn't even know how to line up in a 3-point stand. You know, 2-point stand. You know, move from here to here. This position and that position, and that didn't work out. So I told myself, you know, you're gonna be that top of the line defensive lineman coming out of Neville High School. I mean, that's what Neville is known for, producing defensive linemen, you know, and I'm thankful I had the coaches and teammates that I have in Neville. You know, they push me to be the best I can be. And my coach said before I leave out of Neville High School, he's gonna make sure I'm the man I am today. And that kind of helped mold me into the person I am today, you know, having a great family behind me, having a great coaching staff behind me, you know, that just kind of pushed me the best I can. They all just kind of, you know, played a huge role to push me to be the best I can be. What was your other question?
Yeah. What's the what did you say is the strongest part of your game? Because I even know you didn't start playing till your sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
Me either.
That's crazy. Yeah, you didn't start playing till your sophomore year. So you still fairly new to this game, and all the developing and growing you will continue to do, man. Yeah, but what's the strongest part of your game, you would say?
The strongest part of my game, I say, is I'm a run stopper. I mean, that's all I know. You know, run stopper. You
Yeah.
know, I worked on pass rush a lot. You know, I watched Aaron Donald on pass rush, and you know, that kind of helped a lot too. Me seeing him pass rush and stuff, me actually learning the techniques of pass rush. You know, have my defensive line coach work with me on pass rush. And Courtney Wallace played at L.I.T, played for the New England Patriots, came back to coach us, you know, teaching us the things that we need to know to get to the next level from college to the NFL. And, you know, after he finished, you know, helping me with my pass rush game, me and the other guys, you know, them to work on flipping our hips in the corner step, and then me going to watch Aaron Donald, watch him, how he pass rushes, how he flips his hips, how he turns his shoulders, bends a certain way. You know, that kind of helped a lot too. But the strongest thing I feel about my game is I'm a complete run stopper. I mean, I love them stop the run. I mean, when you step on the field as a defensive lineman, that's the main thing you got to stop first.
Yeah.
Then stop the run. Then you switch to pass rush when it's third and long, however many yards it is. You know what I mean? You know, when it's time to pass rush, that's when you go to your key move. Like, yeah, I know I'm gonna whoop him. You know.
Yeah. When you came in, so your sophomore year, you pretty much came in and started playing. What was the toughest part of the transition? Because you went from hooping all the time. Because really, at the end of the day, basketball still made you an athlete, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's the cool thing about hooping. When you get on a football field, you're still an athlete. You know, you just take it from the basketball court to the football field. But talk about what like what was the challenging part when you started, get on that football field when you first started to get on?
I would say the challenging part was learning how to adjust, just being a great teammate, a coachable player and all that. Because, as a kid, we're young and, we think about self, we thinking about trying to help ourselves. Sometimes you got to put that aside and think about we instead of me, you know what I mean? That helped, that was kind of hard for me, becoming a great teammate. But, we had our ups and downs, but, now I can count on those guys and those guys can count on me. Like I said, just having a great coaching staff that molded that into me until I got it right. I'll say what else, was kind of hard for me was, just learning. Like
Yeah.
like I said, I just started 3 years ago. They were just kind of hard for me to learn, like plays and stuff like that, like how to line up here, how to attack here, you know what I mean? But sometimes you just gotta, if you want to be the best at your position, you gotta outwork the best and you gotta push yourself to be the best. You know what I mean? So, and I was going through stuff my sophomore year. We didn't have, like I said, we didn't have much, but every time I felt like I wanted to quit or give up, I just thought about my family and why I'm out there on the field. It's the reason why I'm here. I ain't come here to BS around and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Man, talk about it. I saw your photo when you ended up signing. I saw there was a special lady in the background. Talk about your mom and her impact in your life, man.
She has had a tremendous impact in my life. Seeing what she did, like I said, coming up from Rayville, she was the top of the line basketball player back then, had colleges and stuff too. But my mother is a great woman. Sometimes you gotta take sacrifices and sacrifice for your family. And that some parents don't do that for their children. They think about themselves and the children come first. My mother is a great woman. She'll do anything to make sure me and my little brother get to where we need to go to succeed, the type of woman my mother is, if a bill got to be paid and something else that we really need to do, she gonna sacrifice not paying that bill to see us smile and to be great. It was hard raising two boys, but she did it. But, it was actually helping her too from hearing that from my grandmother. Like I said, the coaches I have at Neville, they played a huge role too. I'm blessed to have her as a mother because, nowadays I see some people with their children, like, it's crazy. Like, they don't take care of their children. They think about themselves. They think about partying and clubbing. And, don't get me wrong, my mother ain't perfect. She partied and club too, but she, she realized that she has a great son that's coming up. She has two great sons that's coming up. She put that partying and stuff aside and became the mother that she needed to be, being a great woman. And, I thank that lady every day for that. And I really do appreciate her, whether she know it or not. I really, really do appreciate her because I wouldn't be here today without the help from her teaching me right from wrong and what she done been through and learning from her,
That's big, man, because you can tell how much she had a big impact in your life. You could tell I had a chance to chat with her. I think that was before me and you ended up having that phone call. You could just tell the sincere side of her caring for her child. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. There's a lot of parents that just put themselves before their kids. So I definitely can see that bond that you have, with your mama. So, Court, I know, Court, you had a question, right?
I don't really have questions. I can say, just speaking on behalf of his family, I know Miss Patricia. We're actually cousins. Our mother, my mother, and your grandmother cousins. I know Nene. And when school with Tornado Vale, Edgar mentored LB and Pierre, and
yeah,
it ain't no Kool-Aid pumping through your blood. We'll say that from the name to you being a trench monster. That's what I like to call it, because I played in the trenches. What's pumping through your heart is everything you're going to get, the position you playing, the intensity you have. It's backed by your bloodline. So you got everything you need. You got the uncoachable stuff, but the main thing is your mindset, man. Whether football works out or not. Because Edgar can tell you, even if it does, Edgar had a 7-year career. And then what? Right. That mindset after your career is gonna be what carries you what helps you to sustain your way of life, that's going to be what the other people behind you gravitate towards. So that mindset you have, you like to take on adversity. You thinking, you saying, well, if this guy beats me, it's taking food off my family's plate. That mindset, that uncoachable thing, that's going to be what carries you to whatever you want out of life. Football, it's about that much time in your life. If we hope to live to be 70, 80 years old, even if you have a 10-year career, if you add up the percentages, that ain't that much, right? Your one thing, I'm telling you now, it ain't that you're a great football player. It's that you have a great mindset, right? You're inspiring people. You're going to get off of this right now and go work out with some younger kids, right? That's behind the scenes stuff that nobody sees. That's when you see a movie, you went to the movies, and after the movie's over, you see this long list of names and credits, right? These credits roll, and it's letting you know everybody that did something behind the scenes. That movie can't be what you saw without those people or without that work that was put in behind the scenes. You putting in that work, man, I didn't know you just started, but you putting in that work, right? Behind the scenes is what people gonna see on their field, and then what they just gonna see in life. So I know you're gonna go on to do great things just because you got a great mindset already. And trust me, some of us don't get that till we 30 years old, right? You got it at 18, 19 years old. You ahead of the curve. So I don't have to tell you that, when you get to Auburn, it's gonna be hard. It might be hard at first. You're gonna reach some hard times because you already understand that it's gonna be there. You already been through it. When you come from Rayville, right? A lot of people get scared of other opportunities out there. And I have to remind people, hey man, we from Rayville, Louisiana. You beat that, right? You beat anything. It ain't nothing else out there in front of you that's harder than that, right? You are from where you from, embrace it. Your bloodline is what it is, embrace it. It's gonna help you. I'm proud of you. Keep that mindset about your mama, man. That's your biggest fan. I can tell you that if you don't know it yourself. That's your biggest fan. Your mother is. She's proud of you. Keep making her proud. And you got a little brother coming behind you. Just keep in mind when you get out there, it's all kind of stuff gonna come your way, man. You know what I'm talking about. It's all kind of stuff gonna come your way. Keep in mind that everything you do, forget if everybody else watching, he gonna be watching it. Some of the steps you take, he gonna be watching it. Edgar got a little brother now that's about to come through the same path, right? He's sitting, he probably up there with Edgar right now, but he's following his footsteps, right? So just know you got somebody attached to you that's following you, man. And keep doing what you're doing, bro. That's all I really got to say to you. Keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna be all right in anything. In anything.
Yeah, man. Enyce, bro, it was a pleasure to get a chance to chat with you and have you come on. Man, I'll say this, and I know, 5 different viewers that's on. Everybody has their own different beliefs, man. The biggest thing that I applaud you with, man, is your mindset is definitely right. But the part that you acknowledge, God doing things for you in your life, man, is extremely important as well, man. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that's your foundation. And I tell you what, bro, I done searched high, I done searched low, I done searched through mountains, and I done searched through valleys. I done went to this club and this place and thought this thing was gonna fulfill me or this thing was gonna fulfill me. But my relationship with Christ, there's been nothing that's given me a better peace than that. You know what I'm saying? So seeing you do that, dude, at a young age is huge. And man, I always look at life like this because Courtney just brought up my brother, and me and him talk a lot about this now. You always just try to give life lessons to people that's around you, like you got a younger brother, younger sister, a younger homie, whoever, just try to give them advice. And I think about the advice that was given to me when I got ready to go to college. And then when I got ready to go to the league, when you get to school, man, just, sit back and watch and observe, bro.
Yes, sir.
You'd have been around enough that you done seen real and you done seen fake. You know what I'm saying? And Rayville and Neville and Monroe, you learn a lot. And people that's not from the towns, they don't understand it, but you learn a lot at a young age. So you've been able to navigate and see through who's real, who's the fake, or whatever. My point with that is when you get into the locker room, man, sit back and watch and observe a little bit. And over time, find your older cat that can take you underneath your wing. You know what I'm saying? To kind of mentor you and continue to pour into you. Because you already really got that. you got that with your coaching staff at Neville. Then you got your mom, you got your family, but also having the importance of having somebody in that locker room that's kind of like a big brother to you. Just give you game or some of the stuff you just didn't think about or don't know about. And then the other thing I would say, man, just continue to be you.
Yes, sir.
you know, everything that's got you to this point will continue to get you to the next point.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't try to don't you're original, bro. Don't die being a carbon copy. You know what I'm saying? A carbon copy is just it's trying to be something else. And I could tell you won't, man, but just continue to stick to who you are,
Yes,
what
sir.
you know, and having that cat and finding that person in the locker room or that coach that can really take you underneath their wing, man, and continue to just keep working, bro, because the sky's the limit. I had no idea you started playing your sophomore year. And a lot of times
Yes,
you
sir.
hear stories about cats that go to the league and they be like, man, he started playing football his junior year. Like, golly.
Yeah.
So I salute you, bro, for real. Definitely keep you in my prayers, man. And just looking forward to, this next chapter in your life, man. This next chapter in
Yes,
your
sir.
life. And if you ever got any questions and need any advice, I ain't nothing but a phone call, message away, whatever I can
Yes,
help you
sir.
out with, man. And me, you, Courtney, all of it, man. So I salute you, dude, and thank you so much for coming on, too.
No problem. I really do appreciate y'all having me on.
Problem, man.
Most definitely.
Don't worry about being Edgar said one thing, and I'll leave you with that. Don't die a carbon copy. Don't worry about being the next nothing, man. You the first Enyce. You ain't the next Edgar Jones or whoever came through Neville, right? Edgar went the undrafted route the long way. You got an opportunity to go. I mean, you going to Auburn as a DT, right? That's, you know what I'm saying? Everything about you say Auburn DT. We talked about that too. Yeah. So you got a chance to be the first Enyce. Just be that. That's all you got to do, man. And like he said, you got my number. You got his. We're a phone call away. For whatever you need from us, we don't need nothing from you. You're going to meet a lot of leeches along your way. That ain't what this is. You need anything from us, ever. I don't care what it is. Just holler. We'll help you the best we can, man. Thank you again. We appreciate you. Go help them kids, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
I got you.
All right.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Appreciate you, bro.
No problem. Yeah, man. So that was Mr. Enyce Sledge. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. You don't meet many kids that age with those kind of core values. Yeah. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't catch that often. I can't even say I've always been called the old head, old soul. I don't even know if I had all those core values. Even if I did, I didn't have the type of pressure on me that he has, right? In his family, in his area, to be who he is and what he is and highly touted that way, where everybody's looking and expecting something from him. I didn't really have that to worry about. So for him to have that and be so humble in it, and he's actually, we usually go for an hour 30, where he's got a group of younger kids that are interested in working out with him. So that's what he's going to do now that he got off with us. He's about to go work out some younger kids. He ain't at Auburn yet, y'all. Graduation day ain't reached yet. He already doing that. So you can just imagine as he continues to ascend, the kind of stuff he's gonna do for the community, for Neville, Rayville, wherever. You just don't find them too often, right? And God puts stuff on people with big shoulders. That's a big pair of shoulders there. Big, both of these, especially at 18 years old, 6'3", 315, and he ain't fat nowhere either. It's all there. With that heart, that mindset, and that motor pushing it, it's gonna be hell to tell, man. So I'm just excited to watch him continue to blossom. Excited to be able to share him with y'all. Thank y'all for giving us a platform to do so. Mr. Jones.
Nah, man, he just a humble kid, man. We live we're in a time and era now where you're starting to see, young kids get a lot more exposure than they ever have, just because of the simple device, the cell phone, you know, social media and YouTube and all the other different platforms that we all have access to. You starting to see, I actually was, before we start recording, man, I was looking at a TV show. You remember when they had, I mean, they still actually had a TV show like Love and Hip Hop, and they have all the reality shows of all these different, you know, artists or movie stars or maybe athletes. But now they got a TV show called Influencers. And it's basically a TV show of all, I guess I'm assuming when I hear influencers, it's no different from social media influencers. So it's a bunch of young kids, man. And, you know, you think about the type of spotlight younger adults are starting to get put in at such an early age, and the wealth they're being able to obtain, you know, due to social media sponsorship. And you're looking at these athletes now at a young age that's getting sponsorships, and it's a lot of weight on a lot of these youngsters' shoulders, man. So my point with that is, you know, a lot of times you talk to some of these youngsters I have, and man, they flying high. They they can't be knocked off. You know, it's I ain't knocking, because I think at some point in time in my life I'd have been like that. I know I have, you know, but just to hear him that humble for what he's getting ready to walk into, and the opportunities he's getting ready to walk into, the family dynamic that he's getting ready to change, to be able to go to a big school like Auburn to play football there, man, to get a scholarship there, that's huge. I mean, that really starts to set the foundation, you know, and set it the road for all his younger, excuse me, his younger brother coming on down the road, his cousins, his other cousins, you know. So it's huge, and the footsteps this man is getting ready to step into. So I salute him. And you could definitely tell, you know, for a kid to be like that, you definitely had to have some good upbringing, man. Some people that's really poured it to you and kept you in check and kept you in line. So you could definitely tell his mom and his grandmom and other family members that's poured into him, coaches, etc. You can tell there's been a lot of big people that's been into his life, man. That's really kept him in line and just poured into him. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. I usually don't watch too much sports, but this year I'll be watching Auburn. I'll be checking them out now. I'll be checking them out. I don't watch too much football, man, but I'm gonna check them out, you know. So yeah, man. But for kids, you know, man, you know, I think that's one thing, dude. A lot of kids getting exposed at such a young age, man, and some adults can't deal with that. So a child's mind that still ain't fully developed yet, the pressure that they get, you know. So it's easy to see how kids start to deal with, you know, depression and anxiety, man, more than they ever have, you know, due to that device, man. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, man. We had that conversation the other day, right? When I was driving to work. I'll tell y'all a secret. Sometimes when this guy and I speak on the phone, we wish we had a microphone to bring y'all in on the conversation, because
yeah, for real.
I mean, we go through a lot of different. Now we'd have to we probably had to bleep out a lot of words, because it's a little looser, right? We don't have to worry about kid is and all that stuff, but or our elders that may be listening. But we were talking about some of these kids, basically NBA, NFL, whatever, influencers, who all of a sudden go from having nothing to a bunch, right? And then we mentioned in the Bible how it says he was faithful over a few things, become master of many. Well, they skipped that part, right? They never get to be faithful over the few things, and before you know it, boom, they got everything. And then us as elders, we looking at them because they're on TV and they making so much money, you automatically think they older, right? Rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas. He was a big time receiver from Denver, right, for the Broncos, and he died at 33. When I saw the age pop across the screen, I'm like, Demaryius Thomas got to be older than 33. But he's not. You just see him on TV in front of your eyes, in front of the world's eyes. You get to see him grow up, right? on the field, and they big people, and they seem larger than life because they're making this money and all that, but they never, you got to realize how much pressure that is to go from nothing to something, or not just something, nothing to everything, almost overnight, right? And then we expect them to just manage that, right? It's easy to get the big head, right? It's easy to, I mean, all of a sudden I got this, and everybody looking at me, and I got all these likes, and everybody love me. We talk about those endorphins that go off when you see a like on the post, and it's your post. So it's easy to let your head swell up, right? We can tell with this kid, because trust me, he's been getting a lot of notoriety and a lot of airtime for the last couple of years, right? For him to respond and talk the way he talks, and every time he texts me, yes, sir. Just that alone, right? That's what you get come from where we're from anyway, though. Even the kids that end up, quote unquote, being troubled kids, right? Or used to get in trouble, you'll still get a yes sir, no sir out of them. They're gonna respect you. They're gonna respect the elder from jump first. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of it. Now, not all of them do now, but the way we were raised, I don't care if you're the baddest one, the baddest cat we can name from our school, an adult come over, yes ma'am, no sir, pull their pants up. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to be respectful. So you can tell he's been raised on that old guard, right? That old law. And it's like I said, I know Miss Patricia. I know how she raised her daughters. So I know, you know what I'm saying, how he's been raised as well. It goes a long way, man. And if y'all can't tell by just sitting there looking at them respond and talk freely, he was raised on that, man. That's gonna take him a long way. That and that mindset together with the other stuff that you just can't, everybody just don't get to walk around 6'3" and a half, 315 either. But when you got all that combined, it's a hell of an equation there, buddy. So I'll definitely be tuned in to Auburn too, just to see what he's doing. No different than I tune in to Texas Tech now. Malik Wilson playing there. No different than I tuned in to Arkansas with JW playing there. The other kid, Fred, that plays for Northwestern from Rayville, like him and JW played against each other a couple of times. All the kids out there, man, that's doing great things, man. We're proud of y'all, right? Be from where we're from. For you to get up off your tail and go hard and put the work in that we know it takes for you to be on any collegiate level and then pro level, we understand that takes an extreme amount of work that everybody ain't gonna see. Right. We like Egg and I like the sitcom Yellowstone, right? I don't know if you remember Egg when they first sent the one that was trying to be a cowboy, when they sent him to the 4-6s, and the old cowboys were talking, and he told them some of the best cowboying I ever done was out here in the middle of the field and ain't nobody see it. Right. Yeah. So we know that it takes a bunch of behind the scenes stuff, bunch of work behind the scenes. You don't get glory for that because ain't nobody watching, right? You do get glory for yourself though, you versus you. We know what that takes. We know anything in life outside of sports. We ain't just talking about sports, but life itself. It's gonna take a bunch of behind the scenes work. And everybody gonna look at you like, hey man, he got it made, man. He make it look easy. It ain't, right? So for you kids out there that's conquering whatever you conquering, man, if it's college, just getting a degree, if it's football, if it's opening a new business, shout out to Jocelyn. Whatever you're doing, shout out to my daughter Gabby. Whatever it is you're doing out there, man, and you're doing it for self, we know it takes some work that ain't nobody gonna see. And we encourage y'all to keep doing it, keep fighting hard, keep pushing, keep making it happen, man. And these two old gents right here, I always be behind you, cheering you on in the stand. Even when you're down, we'll still be there. If you come over and ask us how you doing, though, if you ain't playing too well, we'll tell you that too. But you know what I'm saying? We're proud of y'all, man. Jay, so many names. Pooh coaching in Rayville, Antoine coaching in Rayville. Everybody, man, we're proud of y'all because it takes, whether people like you or not, or whether they think you good or not, it takes a lot to not be a spectator, right? It's easy to be a spectator. You just understand cheering somebody else who actually doing something. Hard to be the one doing. So we applaud y'all for that, man.
No, man, it's hard, man. It's hard. I mean, because at the end of the day, right, like for a lot of these things that people we brought up and maybe some people we've forgotten that we didn't bring up, you know, the thing when you're inspiring to do something, man, or to build something or go off to do something that probably ain't a lot of people did, or maybe some people telling you shouldn't do it. The toughest thing you're gonna have to deal with is yourself. You know, it's just because I mean, truly at the end of the day, you spend the most time with yourself. So it's like, you know, even if I get a couple people that say, man, you probably shouldn't go off or do that, or girl, you shouldn't go start off this business. Now, when you hear that, you can choose to adopt that and what they said to you and hold on to it, or you can just, you know, take it for what it is, continue to move on. But, you know, it's the day in and day outs of constantly putting the things into motion that people don't see. And the thing about it is like you got to be honest with yourself. Back to the TV show Yellowstone, when he said, "Man, some of the best cowboying I done did was out here by myself." I vividly can relate to that so many times, and that comment that he made last week. I was in the garage working out, and my morning time is my time to kind of take some time out for myself. And man, I was going through a very difficult workout. I'm talking about I was reevaluating all my life in this workout, and I was by myself.
Yeah.
Nobody, nobody around, nobody to spot me, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, for about 7.5, it was longer than that. It was longer than 7.5 seconds. Man, I just wanted to quit, bro. And I honestly, when I sat there and I thought about it, I'm like, who the hell gonna know? Like, who actually gonna know if I quit right now and I decide to end this workout right now and just take my butt in the house, shower up, and go throughout my day? Somebody like, hey, how your workout was today? My wife asked me the question. I'm like, oh, it was good. But I, you know, what I did is I paused for a second and I took a little bit more time than I needed to. But the way I talked to myself was damn sure some words I ain't for to use right now. But I told myself, man, you need to finish this, man. Like you really need to finish this. And the reason why that thought came across is because I looked at it like this. If I didn't finish it, right? What I really had did is that I started to create a habit of not finishing stuff. So it was just going to trickle down into other things maybe in life, right? That I probably wouldn't think, oh, it wouldn't happen there, but I maybe start, you know, half but doing certain other things, man. So um it's like those little moments right there, man. People ain't around you all by yourself. You thinking nobody gonna see it, and you know nobody ain't gonna see it. You just actually finishing what you're doing and taking care of business and being honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what time allows you to do. That's what time and that's what silence allows you to do. Be very honest with yourself. You can fool everybody, but you can't fool yourself. You know at the heart of it, like what you actually did and what you said. And at times I've tried to fool myself with that crap. And knowing the back of my head that I'm lying. I know I'm lying. Then I gotta live with that shame and that guilt of me lying. And hell, shame and guilt and comparison of man, it will ruin your joy, bro. For real. You know what I'm saying? Of doing all those things. So I don't even know where I was going with that, but just the importance of just taking care of business, man, and working your butt off. Um, and I also what I also like about what Enyce said as well, man, is that he talked about, man, this is crazy too for a kid his age to talk about it's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I gotta take care of business, but I got my teammates around me, I got people around me, like it's bigger than me. So I can't, I think he said something along the lines of just I can't be selfish, you know, and it's absolutely right. At the end of the day, you're supposed to take care of yourself and take care of business, but um there is the importance of being able to have community and have people that that you can also be able to take care of, and you can also be able to help them accomplish something, help them to be able to do something. You know what I'm saying? Because I think too many times in life we've seen history where people have built statues all around themselves. And then when that person leaves, then that statue is just there. They built everything solely around them. And if you really want to tell the big influence that you have, just pull back for a second. You got your group of people that you mentor and you working with right now. Pull back from a second. You know where I'm going with this, Court. Just pull back from a second and see if everything evolves around you. Because if you're running with some people, man, your friends or your loved ones, or y'all doing something with each other in the business, and you start to pull back from a second, just see how everything operates when you pull back. And if it ain't operating well, then that should tell you that you built everything around you, you know? And things should be built to pass it back down. I mean, to pass it back down to somebody, give it back to somebody, to help somebody out. And I just applaud him for having that mindset of, you know, yeah, I got to take care of business, but it's also some other people in my life, some teammates and family members that it's about them as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think the main thing is Enyce has a full heart and it's overflowing, right? He knows that in times it's all on him. So in those times he is selfish when he's working out, when he's getting in that mindset, hey, the man across me can't beat me. Those are just selfish times. And he's realizing that he needs to build a fountain instead of a statue, right? You see, the fountain's overflow. There's always water coming from that fountain, right? And then from there, it's overflowing, but it's always flowing. And then everybody else around you can drink from the fountain. They can't really do nothing with that statue Edgar was talking about. But if you build a fountain, they can, because now you're giving out an overflow. Now you actually showing instead of just managing. That's what Edgar was getting at. If you lead all the people around you, if you step back, it should be able to flow because you showed them what it is, right? You just tell them, hey, this how you gotta do this how you gotta do that. Enyce ain't telling his little brother that, he's showing them, right? So in that case, he being a fountain. It's all coming from overflow, right? I just think that he gonna do great things, man. Like I said, like I told him, all this stuff we talk about, we use sports as a segue, but it's more about life, right? The moments Edgar talked about when he was in there working out, Edgar workout warrior. He in better shape than a bunch of people walking around. Even he wanted to quit, right, on himself. When nobody looking.
Quit while I was ready to walk out.
That's why we do the L.I.T Code, because you look at Edgar, if you've seen him, it's a man of great stature. He played in the league for 7 years. He ran a half marathon. He did all these things. So let's take a cat that ain't in the best shape, me, right? And I'm in there working out, and I'm like, dang, man, why I keep wanting to quit? Something wrong with me. That man over there just told you. Looking at him, the way he looks, many workouts he done, he wanted to quit. We letting you know it's normal. What you do in that moment, though, is what's going to define you. It's like taking a needle and injecting yourself with something. If you keep going, you injected yourself with a good virus, right? That tells you, I'm going to keep going in everything I do when I want to quit it. But if you quit, like he said, you're creating a habit where you're infecting yourself with that darkness. And I'm going to tell you something about darkness. It take over way quicker than light do. Way quicker. It will invade. It'll get you to a point to where you think you'll never be able to get back up from it. Slowly, you might think, I just quit this workout, but I'm going to do extra tomorrow. Well, guess what your body liked that day was the fact you quit and gave it a break. So tomorrow, you don't even have to be as hard as it was yesterday. You quit again. Then you quit again. Before you know it, you ain't even going out there to work out no more. Your equipment collecting dust. You don't know when the last time you swiped your fob at Anytime Fitness or Planet Fitness or wherever you go to. You ain't touched nothing. Now you created a habit. And the thing is, part of you gonna still want to get in shape or be in shape. You know, look in the mirror one day, you're gonna say, dang, man, I got out of practice. Older you get, the harder it is to get back in shape. So now you just made your journey that much harder, right? Now you got to start over. And it's gonna be that much harder to say, I ain't gonna quit because it's gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying? But you put yourself in that position, right? When you started that one day and you quit that one time, that's all it really takes. So be very deliberate about taking care of self, becoming a fountain, picking yourself up when you're down, and fighting that other you. I know we sound like we're repeating this over and over and over again. We talk about self so much and you versus you so much and defeating yourself so much. Because like the blues singer say, in the wee hours of the night, that's all you got. It's going to be you and you. That's it. You can't run from it. You can't fool it. You can't trick it until your dying hour and after. If I'm going by my belief, I believe we are energies and spirits. Still gonna be you and you, right? Not in a physical form, but mentally. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no getting away from that. So that's why we preach it so much, because ultimately what you do and what you don't do gonna be based on that. Did I defeat me? Right? I said I wanted to start this business. Did I see it through when it got hard? Everything in life gonna get hard. Easy can't exist without difficulty. So it's gonna be there. Right? It's what you do to get through it. And the most amazing thing about all that is, Erica, much you felt like quitting, by the time you got to the end of that workout, when you finally zoned in, you kind of forgot all about that quitting moment. That's the beautiful thing about it.
No,
right?
I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
So you wanted to quit the whole way through.
I wanted to quit. Hey man, hey, if there's anybody else that knows me, this is man here outside of my mama, and this man right here. Yeah, I want to quit the whole time. I want to quit, ladies and gentlemen. I want to quit the whole time. I mean, and I purposely had the caffeine, I had the energy drink, I had all that, man. From the moment I laced my shoes up, I was just like, man, why am I doing this, bro? But like, I'm sorry for interrupting, but when I got in that moment, when I really was like, bro, you don't have to do that. Mm-hmm. Like, for a long period of time, bro, for the remainder of that workout, which it only was like another 15 minutes left. Mm-hmm. It felt like it got me wanting to quit. That desire to quit just kept getting worse and worse. Like, it was like, hey man, come on. When I got finished, that was a reward inside of it.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? And honestly, quite frankly, what I would say is it wasn't even one of my best workouts when I really look back on it. Because I usually track my workouts through my cell phone, and really it goes through my watch and the data goes on my cell phone. So I look back on that workout. I looked at a comparison from Friday and Wednesday's workout and Monday's workout. Because now I work out 3 days a week. Try to do 3 days a week. Mm-hmm. But I look back on it and it wasn't the most difficult workout, bro. But the thing that I felt like, even though it wasn't the most best performance, I think in a while it's been my best as far as my mental tapping into something else.
Fulfilling.
Because you know what I'm saying? Because for that long period of time, it was real like, bro, you can go. You really can eat. You ain't gotta do no, like, what you need to do this for. Like, and it was some very reasonable reasons on why I don't have to do this. Yeah. But it's like I taught myself to winning and negotiating that was going on between myself. And then two, just practicing the repetition of finishing, man. That was really what it was. Just making sure you finish stuff, man. Finish stuff. Somebody asked me the other day what your New Year's resolution is, and I don't have any other than finish what I didn't finish last year. And then once I finish the things because there's been some things I did not finish in 2021 that I got it on my to-do list right now on my phone. I need to finish it going to this week, these next upcoming weeks. But I just don't feel like for me it's right to keep adding stuff on my list to do on my plate. I ain't even ate don't give me the dessert if I ain't finished the entree. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish this. Let me finish this entree, my main meal. Then I can get to that dessert, So just, for me, it's just like, dude, just finish what you said you was going to finish in 2021. And I think sometimes we can easily do that. We want to keep adding, putting things, say, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, and this. Nothing wrong with those things at all. But I guarantee if all of us can look back on some things right now in our life, we can look at some things we didn't finish that we need to finish. You know what I'm saying? They really need to finish. Whether that's finishing something you started up. Sometimes it ain't always about what you finish and you start up. Maybe it's go and finish a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Go say something to somebody that you need to go tell them just to get it off your chest. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying go out there and go slap nobody. I ain't condoning none of that, but just, if you got some, something that's been bothering you for a little while, you just want to go tell somebody about how they made you feel, that ain't finished. It ain't finished because it's still sticking with you. So it can look different for every single person, man. So
sounds a lot like our kryptonite episode. So it sounds like that urge to quit start growing more because you was choking them out. We all know right before something dies, you catch a wild animal, you shoot a deer, hit a deer with a car, might run another 50 yards. Adrenaline pumping, I'm about to die, I need to do something to live. That's why I was growing, right? But eventually, what the point I was trying to make is eventually you'll get in the habit of beating it, and that's what it's all about anyway. And it's gonna happen minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. You're gonna constantly have to defeat yourself, right? And some of Nietzsche said, sometimes you're gonna get beat, right? It's about, are you gonna let it keep beating you, or are you gonna take the attitude he had, like, nah, you can beat me, now I gotta come harder. Gotta come harder every time. That's gonna be in work. That's gonna be in if you get married, in marriage, relationships, friendships. It's gonna come a time where, you're gonna have to really go hard and really fight yourself to stay in it or to conquer it, right? That's just what it's about. Like I said, sometimes you gotta go clean up old relationships. Sometimes it's saving money, like you said you was gonna save. It could be anything, diet, habits, drinking, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Turning that phone off, fasting on anything. Some people think fasting just got to do with eating. That ain't what it's about, right? It's about being able to do without anything that may be a hindrance or something that you just got to see if you can get along with that. So
fasting, man. Fasting, man. It's that's the one thing you look at all religions that they all got in common.
Yep.
It's fasting. So fasting is huge, man. It's I think there's a lot of benefits of it. I think one thing I've noticed over time is you just learning how to have the power to say no to yourself. Just by fasting, you just learn how to really learn by practicing, making that art of fasting and practicing on it. You start to learn how to just say no to the desires of your flesh. You know what I'm saying? And what your flesh wants. So a lot of benefits of it. I would encourage all y'all, just to try to take that up, try it 2 days, 2 or 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Fast from your phone, fast from social media. Maybe fast, maybe from this amount of time to this amount of time, you're going to stop eating, just something, man. Just making those small little steps, before you know it, man, you started to create this whole snowball effect of the domino effect of these little seeds you've been planting in life, man. So, man, I just want to keep encouraging y'all not to give up because we're in different challenging times right now. I mean, Vivid running around still, COVID, it all unemployment, people are passing right and left, man. Life is happening. Then not only from an external, all the things that's going on, but it's one thing to deal with the external conflict, but it's another thing to deal with the internal conflict, what you got going on inside internally, what you got going on inside, it can get very easy, man, and very tempting just to want to give up. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to encourage y'all to keep fighting, to understand that I'm pretty for certain that the things you walking around battling with, you ain't alone. Because there's a lot of the people probably battling with the same thing. But just continue to stay the course. And don't be afraid to open up your mouth and say what you're struggling with. But the external is going on, but the internal battle is definitely something that's real, you know. So,
Yeah.
Man,
Definitely, man. Y'all keep going. The last thing I would like to leave y'all with, Edgar mentioned it, it's about New Year's resolutions. I don't believe in them. Not for a new year. Just like Edgar mentioned earlier, there's people getting out of here left and right, man. I just saw a post where one of my former coworkers lost their toddler. Shout out to Brittany Stapleton and her husband, her significant other. We're praying for y'all. Uncle George's birthday is today, right? Happy birthday to Uncle George. He's no longer with us. What I'm saying is, when the boatman come, he don't care nothing about no year, what year it is, what time of day it is, and none of that. A resolution is really a simple. The definition of resolution is just a firm decision to do or not do something. You look it up in Webster, that's exactly what it means. You can do that every second. There ain't gotta be no new year for that. Handle your business. If you're not supposed to do it, don't do it. If you are supposed to do it, do it. That's all a resolution is. So you can make those on the fly daily. You got to. We're always in a form of resolution all the time, right? So do what you're supposed to do every day. Make a habit of doing what you're supposed to do. Make a habit of not doing what you're not supposed to do. Everything else kind of fall in place. Remember self. That's the most important, hardest battle you ever face. So if you can conquer you can conquer anything. Shout out to Enyce for coming on again. We appreciate him. We thank him. And again, as always, we appreciate every single one of y'all who watch this, whether it's 1 or 1,000, because no viewers, it ain't the L.I.T Code. It's just me and nigga talking, right?
Yeah,
So,
man.
thank y'all for making it what it is, man.
You original, man. You original.
Don't die.
Don't live a life. Copy. Yeah, don't live a life or die being a carbon copy, man. So this is the L.I.T Code. We out.
Out of there.